So after I've come out and I have found a caterpillar like this guy right here, I'll take him off and bring him in. Sometimes I'll just pluck the leaf off that he's on and just take the leaf in, and I'll set it on my new plant in there. And look how cute he is. Anyway, he'll be ready to go. So there we go. I come out, I look for caterpillars, I find them. Right now I've got 2, and let's take him into the nursery. So here I am in the nursery, and I've got my 2 guys, and I'll place them on plants. I keep all of my plants in pots because they're constantly moving out to the garden to regrow or into here to be used as food. And I just try and keep the supply going. That's the hardest thing with this, is having enough milkweed. And there he is, all set. Then once I've deposited all my new additions in here, I'll check the plants and the situation and see if anything needs moved out. This plant's probably going to be the next one to move out, back out to the garden to regrow. And you can see it only has a few leaves left on it, but I will leave it in here because it does have a few leaves left on it. But when I am ready to move it out, what I'll do is I'll snip it down, and I put the stems in a jar. And then those will be ready to root to grow into new plants. And then I'll put this plant back out in the garden so that that plant can regrow. So I end up getting more plants. You just gotta wait. You gotta wait for them to regrow. So in the meantime, you gotta have enough to keep everything going. Then I'll look around while I'm in here and see if anybody's wandered off. Just locate the Chrysalides, so I know what I need to keep up with and who I need to find and when I need to move them over into the nursery. So I'm going to turn the camera around and just let you have a close-up view of what's going on here. So here we are looking through the plants. You can see the happy caterpillars. Look, there's the one I just moved on. See them in here munching away. And let me see if my queen, yep, I have a little queen caterpillar right now. She's right there. See her with her little extra set of antenna. And there's one little caterpillar on this tuberosa that I brought in, hiding around somewhere. And then they'll just snack happily. Now they do make quite a mess. They poop a lot. Their poop is called Frass, Frass, and it falls all over my wood shelf a lot. So I have a broom or a brush and a dustpan, and I just sweep it off regularly and consistently. You want to keep the area fresh and clean. I do not use an enclosure. I feel that they are much healthier when they are free and out in the open. As you can hear in the background, I have a fan running so that they get some good airflow as well, just as if they were outside. Look at how they move their little antenna when they're eating. Isn't that not the cutest? Okay, and not only do I keep the plants well watered, but I will also give them a light misting, just as if they got rainfall when they're outside. Get some moisture on the leaves. And this right here is the last of my tropical milkweed. I had a couple of plants left, and I just cut off the leaves that I had, and I'll keep them long enough to be food for a few caterpillars, and then when they're gone, they're gone. Look at that cute little baby. So eventually the caterpillars will get large enough and chubby enough and full enough of that milkweed, and something will kick in that says, hey, it's time to pupate and become a chrysalis. And they'll wander off. Every once in a while they'll format right on the milkweed, but they'll wander off. So I put a lot of options in here of things they can wander off and pupate on, and then I just kind of have to keep track and find them, and then I'll move them over to the Chrysalis nursery. So hang on and I'll show you the options, and I do have actually a couple pupated out here that you can see. So back behind the plants and kind of sticking out over them, I've cut some tree branches, and I just have them stuck down in some empty wine bottles, and I buy the wine bottles empty. I don't drink all that wine. I don't even like wine. And then the caterpillars can climb all over these and find a fabulous place to pupate, as this one did right here. So when I see the caterpillars start to wander, like this one is, and I just found this one wandering too, as long as they haven't attached and done their silk button yet, I'll take them and I'll move them up like to the tree branches to see if maybe they might like to pupate there. And I also just recently added this little creation, which is twine vine, Sarcostemma clausum, and it is actually in the milkweed family, and it vines. So I've got 2 pots of it, and then I built a little bamboo trellis up where they can entwine and grow together, and that will give the caterpillars another place. Look, he's come to the end of the stick. He's like, I don't know where to go. He'll turn around, and that will give them an option too. There you go, sir. And as you can see right back there is a chrysalis hanging from the twine vine. So that's super cool. And it does die back, which is why it's looking more brown than green, or it slows down growing, but it started putting out leaves, so it will actually be quite pretty, and it does get white flowers also. So I'm excited to have that in my nursery. So they love rims, but I don't love them on the rims because I'm constantly, let's go somewhere else, sir. I am constantly moving these pots in and out, and if there's a chrysalis on the rim, then I'm stuck waiting till a couple of days. So if I see them, they'll go around and around. It's like some kind of little like dance thing. You'll see them, they'll just go around in circles on the rim. So I know that that's what they're getting ready to do, and I will just, you know, give them another option. Like, let's give this one the option of the twine vine. Oh, looky. Yes, there you go. So hopefully he'll find a place here where he will be content to attach his silk button and J-hang and pupate. So then when I do have one pupate and his chrysalis has been hanging for a little while, I move it into the nursery. Now, I just did a video on how I move them using dental floss, but this one's going to be super easy because it's just attached to the twine vine. So I can literally snip this off and just take the whole piece of vine in and attach it to my chrysalis tree. So we're going to go do that, and then you can see the chrysalis tree, the nursery where the butterflies eclose. Okay, so there I've got it, and I went ahead and tied the floss onto the stick, and that way I use the floss to tie it to the chrysalis tree. And here is the chrysalis tree. And it's in here that they will hang and they'll be protected from potential predators until they eclose. And within 24 to 48 hours of them eclosing, they will be ready to fly. Sometimes sooner than that. Sometimes they're ready to go. They'll eclose in the morning and later that afternoon, they're ready. You know when they're ready because they'll be in there flying all around. And unfortunately for this video, I don't have any that are close to eclosing. I don't think they will before this video goes up. I do keep my plants out here under a grow light, even though they're not in here for very long, just so they get the amount of light that they need to stay healthy. You guys, this is my grow back section, and you can see it gets some good sun, and it's mostly sticks. Look at this one I just put out yesterday. And again, remember I snipped off the top parts of it and put them into root. Actually, I'm trying something super cool and new with that, and that's going to be in the next video. Yeah, look, I just found some babies on my tuberosa out here. So I'm going to go ahead and take them in and put them on my tuberosa in the nursery. Aren't they cute? Look how little.